welcome. My name is Lucy Lynn. I'm the founder of Forestlyn. Today I have two very pioneering ladies of the blockchain and artificial intelligence space. I'm very excited to interview the CryptoChicks. They're all the way from Toronto, Canada, and we are in Sydney, Australia for EdCon. We have Elena Sinelnikova, who is the CEO and founder, and we have Natalia Ameline, who is the co-founder of CryptoChicks. And they've had very interesting careers, and they're going through a whole movement in terms of getting more female into this emerging technology space. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about you both. And first and foremost, I'd love to hear, what did you study at school, and what did you want to be when you were younger? Elena?
Yes, we both went to the same university. Actually, we're both from the same class. Yes,
That's true.
yes. We both were studying computer science, so we're master of computer science. So that is our major.
And did you want to be a computer scientist when you grew up?
When I finished high school, the only thing that attracted me was math, and I was thinking about the areas where it was applicable, and I found that computers, that's where it was the most applicable at the moment. Yeah, and I chose that. I picked that.
And who saw who at university first, and who approached who at university?
I think the story better to be told by Elena.
Yeah, I did. When we just passed our exams and we were accepted, so we were just hanging out beside the area at the university. And I saw the girl with the awfully red hair, and I thought, oh my God, what kind of the girl dye her hair in this color, and then curl it as well. I said, I must just go and talk to her.
Is that all natural, Natalia?
Yes, it is.
It's
beautiful.
Apparently, it was all natural. I was really young at the moment. I was 15, so I had no idea.
You started university at 15.
Yes, yeah.
So this is Russia, or was it
Yeah,
Canada?
it was in Russia. It was in Russia. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have two computer science ladies. Yes, we're representing. And what did you do after you finished computer science? Like, what did you do as your career? As a brief overview, next.
After I finished the university in the computer science, I decided that I need to find a career that will make me earn some money. Because as a programmer in Russia at that time, you could make like 200 dollars in a month. Right, and I quickly realized that $200 a month is not going to get me very far. And we had our responsibilities, families, kids, some of us, and also our parents, right? So I was I was working at some other place, but then I ran into Elena, and she said, "Oh, I work in a travel agency. Do you want to come and work with me?" And I'm like, why not? Sounds like fun. What does it pay? And it was like double, $400. So it's twice as much as a programmer earns. So
Yeah, I found it the first job.
That's so interesting, because now it's the opposite. Female programmers can get a lot of money, but as you say previously, it wasn't the case.
In Russia, right? So let's mention that we were in Russia. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right.
So that's probably specific to the country.
Okay.
Right now, even in Russia, yes, the programmers earn a lot.
Okay.
But back then, yes, I worked in a travel agency. That I moved to logistics. I worked in a Colgate company, logistics. But in there, I managed to do some of the programming. That was, I just kind of incorporated into my job, the programming element. So that's how I got a little bit of the experience. And after that, we both moved to Canada, actually independently. All our life we were moving, from the places and studying and all pretty much independently. But yes, we ended up in the same place over and over and over again. And we are the longtime friends, of course.
Indeed, a
Yes,
long time
yes,
friend. I could
yeah.
tell. So now you're both in the blockchain and AI space, which is very exciting. Can you tell me a little bit more about CryptoChicks? And what's the goal? What's the mission? What are you looking to do?
CryptoChicks is an organization that is looking to increase the participation of women in the field, both of blockchain and AI, or technology in general. We formally started a couple of years ago, and we've been, in a space for quite some time. But we kind of formalized our company, which is non-for-profit, and it's run only by volunteers. So what it means for us is that everybody who works here is doing a daytime job, and then we're dedicating ourselves to our cause, let's say, and we dedicate our free time to that. So, what we want to do is we want to realizing that we were lucky to get these opportunities and build the lives that we have. We want to make sure that other women, feel inspired, and they actually can improve their, economic status, and they can improve their lives, and they can feel liberated to pursue their dreams. And I think that's what we're trying to accomplish through giving them the education and new perspectives on life.
Wow, that's a big goal for a part-time position. I think, as you say, you've got a full-time job. I think you travel around a lot, and I think this is a very worthy cause. So thank you so much. So, can you tell us a little bit more about use cases that you've seen? Ideally, I'd love to hear about some female founders or some use cases or projects that you think should be highlighted that you've seen has been really good from either the blockchain or the AI space. Elena, perhaps?
Yes, one of the female-founded projects that we follow and that always speaking at our conference and supports us. It's a Neo Fund. They are from Berlin, from Germany, founded by Zoe Adamovic, and that is the equity token platform. So really, really strong company, and you know how in the era of ICO, everything is very now regulated, and everybody in a space they are a little bit scared of doing that. But Zoe and her team, they help these people do it like using the equity tokens, all legally and regulated, and they run in very successful business in that. So it's very, very inspiring to watch this female-founded company. We also have, because we're running the hackathons, in our hackathons we have, of course, lots of females that are coming to us with the ideas, and they are implementing these ideas at the hackathons and then later on develop them in life. Some of the like one of the projects I want to mention, it's in Envirochicks. So they right now working on a system. It is blockchain and AI. This is incentive mechanism for people to recycle the plastic. So this is they're solving really, really big problem, and it's this problem exists everywhere in the world, pretty much. So that's.
Can you tell me how they're changing the recycling of AI and plastics recycling plastics using AI and blockchain?
This is a reward system, and they using AI to like to take pictures to identify the pieces of plastic that were recycled, and tracking that on the blockchain and reward the participants with the tokens.
Fantastic. And what about you, Natalia? Have you seen anything as well?
Yes, absolutely. I just want to add another project that in a space that I'm super excited about is by one of our ladies in Toronto as well. Her name is Lucia Gallardo, and she's originally was working on a platform to help refugee settlement, and this is around the creating the identity, and which allows to really fast track the process of resettlement of the refugees. It's a completely fantastic project because today it takes years for since the time when the refugee gets into the system until the date when they actually get to the destination point of resettlement. It takes more than 2 years or sometimes 5 years to do that, and a lot of this time is taken because of the bureaucracies and the need to prove the identity over and over again. And her project aims to address that and help to fast track the process.
And now, also speaking about the refugees, we just recently started working. We have a core team and we have ambassadors in the different countries. Our core team is in Toronto, and one of the refugee girls, she recently joined our team. So we're helping women. We accept them into our team. So we teach them. We help them with the, let's say, with the Canadian experience, also with mentorship and entrepreneurial skills. So yeah, we're doing it for our women as well within a team too. But though I should mention that we help them who wants to be helped, and yes, and all our team members, they are following the same core, principles and have the same vision of us. So our, as a non-profit organization, helping other women.
Fantastic. And that leads into, I think, the next question, which I wanted to ask about impact. So have you, we were here in Sydney because the CryptoChicks ran a hackathon, EdCon Hack, which is very successful, and we had some really interesting ideas. But what impact have you seen from your work so far that's really changed some of the industry and moved it forward, do you think?
What we see is just the stories of the girls that participate in our hackathon. Tons of them. We have tons of examples. The girls, founding new jobs. Right? They come to participate in our hackathon. They didn't know about this technology at all, right? And then they got hired, or they got invited, or they found a project, or they found a sponsor, right? So that's the stories that we have. Like all over the place in Toronto and New York. So it's very, very inspiring to see the results and to help these women further.
Yeah, and I think what we're trying to do, we're also trying to kind of create a multiplier effect where, you always know someone who knows someone, right? So it kind of works in a way that if you have a woman whose life have been positively impacted by our project, let's say they came, as Elena was explaining, they came to our hackathon, and then they were, like, one of the examples could be a girl from Africa that we have. We should tell this story, right? Because exactly, she was a part of our hackathon last year, and she's a lady from Zimbabwe. And what happened is she first was noted by Microsoft, and they were working with her a little bit on her project. But then later on, she was also approached by the one of the VCs who wanted to help her and keep working on a different project. So she was actually hired to work for the different project, and she now has an employment. So when you see something like this happens, in particular in the countries where this kind of change goes a long way, you hope that other women will say, "Oh, I can do it too." And then, someone else says, "I can do it too." And then you have this fact of growth and multiplication, right? And the success is contagious, right? So when you see it worked for someone, you believe, well, it worked for me. It's like with the diet. Oh, this girl had this diet, and now look how great she looks. So now I want to try it again, right? So same thing with the success at work, I think. And that's what we hope. And I think that's why it's important for all the events. And we're currently at EdCon. And, you look around, there are not that many women, right? We always have this joke about, well, let's go to the bathroom. At least there is no lineup, right? It's great because there is no one in there, right? But I think it's important to showcase women in events, large-scale events like EdCon or DEFCON or any big conferences for that reason, so that they could become role model inspirations for others.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, what about, so you've made some impact for the women and for the people that's come to your hackathons. What about for the people who are thinking about coming to your hackathons or coming to some Crypto Chicks events? What are some practical tips? Can you tell some other women or other people in the industry to say, hey, this is how you can get into the space? Do you have any tips for us?
Step number one would be to go to our website CryptoChicks.ca and contact us through the contact form. We personally reply to these emails, and we consider each case, on a personal basis right now. So we don't have that many people that are courageous, like that many women that are courageous. So we take each case seriously, and we attend every woman that writes to us, and also help her with the mentorship, and maybe bringing her into the team or into our event. Yes.
Step number two, you don't need to be a coder to be successful in the blockchain space. The blockchain businesses has been around for multiple years right now, and they're way beyond the step where it's all about nerds. At this stage, what companies need, they need a good management people. They need people who can project manage. They need people who work in finance so that the accounting is in order. They need people in marketing so to properly position their product and advance the brand and product strategy, right? And all these things, women excel at. So I think this space can get a lot of help from women, and they're a great asset that they don't need to come into space feeling inferior. Oh, I don't know how to code. Instead, they have a lot of knowledge to offer, which is beneficial for those companies. Any steps number 3 from Elena?
Oh, yes, I started working already because I have emails coming in. So while I'm in the conference, I constantly work. Yes, step number 3 would be to actually come to our events. Our events are published on our website, CryptoChicks.ca, and they run in not only in Canada, let's say, but in other countries too. So, for example, we were here in Sydney, so we ran an event. Our next event this weekend will be in Pakistan. So we have a hackathon in Pakistan there. Our next then in Toronto, and then will be one in Bahamas in the summer. So, and that event is everybody welcome to that one because this is a hackathon and a conference. So I encourage you to go to our CryptoChicks.ca and see what events we have.
And I actually got into the whole blockchain space by going to a hackathon myself. It was a blockchain hackathon, and the reason why I wanted to go to that was because I wanted to learn. And I don't come from a coding or computer science degree background. I'm in marketing and communications, but I wanted to be in a team, and that's the beauty of going to a hackathon, is because you are in a team of other skills, and you come up with an interesting idea, and that's how you learn. That's how you learn about a new space, when you're learning from others, when you're learning from your mentors, when you're learning from a lot of other people. So I'm really happy that you are running hackathons all over the world. Amazing. Pakistan, Bahamas, Australia, Toronto, truly is global. So very appreciative of that. So I just want to finish with some quick fire questions. So we have some fun ones. So Elena and Natalia, what is one piece of technology that makes your life easier?
One piece of technology. Of course, it's a mobile phone.
Yeah, I just want to say
it's very obvious.
For me.
It's obvious answer. Oh, I hope there will be some device like this that will be even more advanced. Yeah, I think that's right now, as we see people here standing, and then everybody's staring in their phones, right? So everybody must love this device. Yeah. Any other device that you like?
No, I was actually going to say it's really the phone that makes my life easier, right? But speaking of the devices, I think it's something that we need to start thinking about how to make them more educational, right? I think one of the things, like one of the projects that I'm personally excited about is the project from Hanson Robotics. They recently came up with the small robot Sophia, called Little Sophia, mini Sophia, little Sophia, and this is the mini robot, just like her adult sister Sophia, that will be actually educating girls programming, coding skills. And of course, you can talk to her. She recognizes humans' emotions, facial expressions, things like this. And you can ask her questions, what time is it now, what weather is like, etc., and have a conversation. So I'm looking forward to devices like this to help involving more girls, so that they grow up more comfortable with the technology, and when they are young women, they don't shy away from AI and blockchain.
Oh, that's talking about little Sophia. We have one of our hackathon winners, Natalia. She invented an AI robot, and that's a Pikachu robot. And it's exactly like a little Sophia. You can talk to Pikachu. The video is you can find on our website. It's our toronto.cryptochicks.ca website. So you can find the video. So she's 16-year-old girl. She invented this robot. And yeah, you can just talk to her, talk to this robot. We're going to be displaying it and letting kids talk to this Pikachu during our event in Toronto on May 31st to June 2nd. So that's one of the things that like also one of our hackathon winners, the woman that we brought into blockchain, invented. Yeah.
Wow, very impressive at 16, building a Pikachu robot already. Wow, I'm going to have to go to Toronto in August.
You must.
I know. So, what do you prefer? Would you prefer Siri, Alexa, Google, or Cortana? Talking about voice now.
I use Google.
I don't use any of them.
Oh, interesting. I do think voice is quite interesting and is going to come in the future. But yes, maybe you'll use one of them.
Oh, yes, I do. To set up my alarm or to make it stop, yes, I use Google. Yeah.
I tried Siri on my iPhone, but I think she's struggling with my Russian accent.
You've got to improve on that one.
Teach you some Russian.
Russian Siri.
Russian Siri. Final question. So, for a beginner audience, because we are looking to aim for a beginner audience here, what would you recommend to read, to watch, to surf on the internet, or to listen to learn more about the blockchain and the artificial intelligence space?
For me, I personally like, listening to different podcasts. I find living in a city like Toronto, it's always a lot of traffic. And whenever I drive, I'll just put something on, and I learn a lot of stuff listening through the podcast. Feel like it's, not wasted while driving. That's my go-to favorite.
Is there any specific podcasts that you're listening to around the space?
You know what? I'm actually listening to all kind of podcasts, and I listen to some podcasts by Laura Sheen, Unchained, on Confirmed, and I listen to the Epicenter podcast. You know what? I listen to so many, I don't remember all of them. What I do is they all kind of added to my list, and I go through the topics, and I'm just like, oh, what do I want to learn about today? And then I see on whatever podcast I see something like this, I just will listen to it.
Yeah, I used to live in Toronto. Those commutes are pretty long, and that traffic is pretty bad. I understand. And what about you, Elena? Is there educational piece you recommend?
Well, I subscribe to different channels, right? So to Telegram channels, for example, different ones. So that right now the technology is so allowing, and people to get connected, like internet, right? So you can subscribe to any news that are there, Telegram channels, podcasts, then watch the videos, the YouTube. My son, for example, he's learning and he's teaching me as well. So we are big YouTube fans, and new videos are coming up every day, right? And every minute. Yes. So my favorite, yes, would be the Telegram channel and YouTube.
Okay, but as a beginner, is there any specific YouTube channel that you recommend to go watch?
Again, I'm probably going to sound like promoting my website again, because everything that I come across, we put there. Yes, okay. So that's why, we have lots of educational video on our website as well, CryptoChicks.ca. Click link the videos, and something that our picks that we selected that helped us, and that also that we produced as well. So the speeches tips from the conferences. We are going to the conference. We ask to speak a lot, but we craft our speeches the way that general public can understand technology really well. So this is something that we mastered, and yeah, we record that, and I certainly recommend that to listen to it as a first step.
Yeah, another thing I would recommend is, pick your favorite character, I guess, from the community and follow them. And they typically you can fetch a lot of interesting material that they will refer to or they will publish. I personally love Medium. I'm subscribed to. I follow a lot of people on in the community on Medium, and they write pretty good articles. So I recommend that too. Yeah.
And do you, again, as a beginner, do you just type in blockchain or type in artificial intelligence to start looking for these people? So Medium is a news publication as well. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, so in the beginning, what I was doing, I was just Googling any topics and seeing what will come up, right? Then when we started going to the events like this, we met a lot of people, so you kind of know who is working on what, and you start following them and, learn about them, see what their publications. So for me, I think it works, because I think one of the issues in the field is that there is so much material, and you don't know what material is of a good quality versus, not necessarily don't waste your time reading kind of deal, right? So I think it's important to kind of know to follow the right people and read the right materials. Yeah.
Yeah, also I have to mention that blockchain technology is a decentralized technology, right? So that's it means that there is no centralized resource that, for example, audits all this, pieces of information that come in from all over the place, right? So this is your listener and reader responsibility to actually separate and get the piece that they can absorb, that they can understand. Yeah, if you start reading something and you don't understand something, don't get discouraged. It's just try again with another piece.
Okay, I think we've got 2 people that we need to follow from here onwards. I think, if you're a beginner, I think to follow the CryptoChicks. As you say, you curate a lot of information on your website, and I think that's a good start to go. So the website is CryptoChicks.ca, is that right?
That's correct, yes.
And is that how we find you as well?
We are in Toronto. Yes, and that's how you find us. Yes, through the website.
Yeah, very very frequently we people ask questions how we can get in touch with you. The best way to get in touch with us is through our email. Our email is stayintouch@cryptochicks.ca.
Yeah, and you can also do it through the contact form through the website, which goes directly to this email as well. And we're checking it.
Yeah, she's checking it right now, in fact. All the fans are writing. Well, thank you so much, Elena and Natalia, for today. Very nice to meet you both in Sydney. Hope you enjoy the sunshine. And thank you so much for your contribution to women in blockchain and tech and AI. I think it's something that's quite important and something that we need more of. 2 lifelong friends from a computer science background, and then now you're making a difference and making an impact in this space. So thank you so much. I'm really glad to meet you, and hope to see you in Toronto someday.
We hope so too.
Yes, please come to us.
Thanks, ladies. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.